Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I've been talking about just my walk and how I was really struggling to kind of stay in my truth on this Jules Blessed Vegan channel, which I reconfirmed to begin doing a couple days ago. And then yesterday I shared my story of being at 300 and something pounds and how over a 25-year period I had gained and lost 100 pounds, and I never got below the 200-pound mark. Not because I couldn't, but for what I believe I have not allowed myself to do. So if we go back all the way back in 1996, I was at 208 pounds, and before I knew it, I was at 300 again. And then in 2008, I for sure was right around 200 and something. It's always under 220, between 220 and 200, to no avail. And then finally in 2014, I was at like 202 pounds to no avail. And then recently, so literally in 2019, so a whole year ago, I had gotten down to like 202. Like that seems to be the number. And before I knew it, I had been putting on the pounds again, all of a sudden being up to 215, 222, whatever. I don't even know. Always so afraid of that 200-pound mark. And certainly getting into the hundreds as if I'm not worthy to do it. I don't know. Or fear that I won't be able to maintain it. And oh my gosh, I'll fail again. And so a little while back, I had called a friend and said, hey, I'm at 198. I can't believe it. And I didn't even call or mention it before it had been for a few days. Like I wanted to make sure that the scale just didn't accidentally slip, I actually was weighing 198 for, like a week or 10 days or something. And I proclaimed to the universe that I was safe in my body and that I was ready to be in the hundreds, and I would just go from there. Forgive me for laughing, but honestly, like in 2 seconds flat, I had put on 15 pounds. Straight up. I had put on 15 pounds. I mean, like seriously, I don't even want to say that it was the COVID-15 or what it was. I just know that very quickly I suddenly weighed 213 pounds, and I was so sorry for that. But I just was like, there I go again, this fear of getting into the hundreds. And it's really unfortunate because even though I'm super blessed, when I get my blood done and the doctors are so impressed with my numbers, no matter what, I have fat padding my organs. I mean, that cannot be ignored. So it just means that those numbers could be even more phenomenal, which is just incredible. And on some level, I absolutely welcome it, but obviously I struggle. So I put that weight on straight away. So then I turned around and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm coming up on the support group that I keep referring to, and I want to make sure that I am at the weight that I promised I was at, which was the 198. So I immediately got on track and started eating right, and my body never just gives in. My body never just says, oh, it's just water weight, or you'll take it off as quick as you put it on. Yeah, that's a no. No way. Everything I eat, my body believes and takes for real, like for real. And I was thinking about how people can't even imagine weighing 330 pounds, and I get that. But they just don't know my capacity for consuming food, right? And so for me, I would literally go for weeks at a time. I could go for easily 3 weeks on only packaged candies and goods. Never any food of any kind that was real, just packaged junk food for 3 weeks at a time. I would consume 10,000 calories in a day. And I knew it because I counted every single calorie. So no wonder my body had no idea what to do except for pack it on as fat. And I am very talented that way. So I went ahead and started losing that weight. And I got back down to like 203, and I was really proud. And I was coming up on the reset, and oops. Okay, it's the Danny Raw Reset. That's my little support group, all right? I didn't want to say because I don't want to accidentally like reveal anything personal of anybody's story in that group, because people pay to be part of it. So it's kind of private in that way. But anyway, all right, the Raw Reset, which I encourage you guys to do all the time. So anyway, I was coming upon that, and I was like at 203 and getting very close, and panicked again for some reason, for whatever reason. I blamed it on just weighing myself. I panicked again. All of a sudden, I was at 212 and a half. And it was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? Like, why will you not give yourself permission to get into the ones, and even better, get down to your goal weight of 128, which you've been talking about for over a year? Is that right? I don't know. I hope not. It's been a long time. I don't even know anymore. Because I remember showing my Raquel Welch picture and saying that hotness is my body. So I remember that. I certainly have done the 100 days to the best version of myself in the New Year's twice now, because I did it in 2018 and then I did it in 2019. Praise God, when I come up on this one in 2020, it really will be the best version of myself. So I get that people trip their way to success, but I'm really good at tripping. You know, like I said, my husband always wants to wrap me in bubble wrap. I cannot be trusted, and I don't want to be doing that anymore. And so whatever the case was, I was all of a sudden at 212 and a half. So then now I'm in the middle of this reset. We are down to it. We're down to it. And it's not even about my body not being able to lose weight. You know, some people, oh, I'm in my 50s and my metabolism's screwed up and I can't lose weight. I can lose weight. I can gain it and I can lose it. And maybe I should just rejoice in that for sure. So I went ahead and weighed myself today, and I was at 202. So, you know, despite falling for a moment there for, I don't know, I think it was 4 days, I for sure have lost 10 pounds, right? 12 pounds? 10 pounds, yeah, 10 pounds. Because I'm supposed to get to 198, which inevitably I will. But it doesn't matter. It's just this mental anguish of deciding that I can't, that I don't belong, that I don't have a right to be hanging out in pure health, and certainly in the hundreds. There is plenty of room in the hundreds for another girl like me. Right? Oh my gosh. It's like when people have their prayer answered and suddenly somebody thinks now their prayer can't get answered because theirs did. And it's like, God is big and there's enough prayer for everyone, right? And it's the same thing. There is plenty of room for wellness. There is so much room, isn't there? When we think about all the people who are sick in this world right now, there is a ton of space for wellness. I need to grab mine. All right, so I just wanted you to know that. So today I was 202.2, and I don't want to be overly concerned about the scale, but I don't want to kid myself either, because I've done that before, where I wore pants that had stretch bands, and I never weighed myself because I don't believe in that, and that just allowed me to go 50 and 75 and 100 and 150 pounds up without any accountability, and I want some accountability. So right now it's the clothing that I'm wearing, you know. When I even dared to wear pants, I remember my bigger pants were a size 26. And then I was so proud of myself when I was in 20s. And then I was so proud of myself when I was in 16s, you know. And now I'm in 13s. And that's another way to measure. And certainly when I showed that belt that I was wearing, if you saw that video, where, you know, I'd been down 8 inches of notches in that belt, and even the belt I have now, not only am I wearing real pants with buttons and zippers, but real belts, and even this smaller one is getting too big, praise God. All right, So that's it. I just wanted to tell you, I want permission to be in the hundreds. I want permission to be completely well. I want permission to not have a bunch of fat padding my organs, right? Right. Who's going to give me that permission? I know who. My monkey mind. Always available. You're always here to support me, right? You'll be happy when I'm on track and eating right, right? Oh, you're sweet, monkey. All right, that's it, guys. Just wanted to shoot the breeze with you and let you know that I've been struggling to let myself get below 200, and I'm certainly not the only one. And I've seen other people say that they have trouble breaking any number, like mentally breaking any number. I am just going to stay the course. I'm really getting the idea that greens make you lean, and I'm enjoying having an abundance of them and knowing that it's okay. And I want to stay the course on that. All right, as always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. If you have any prayer intentions, I'm going to encourage you to stay safe as everything is suddenly opening up post-COVID, when we are nowhere near post-COVID. So, again, as a person with asthma, I will be wearing my mask. As a teacher exposed to students, I will be wearing my mask. I'm just going to continue to protect myself, and I think that's okay. Again, we can't serve if we're dead, right? And that's true for obesity as well, which is why I am not going in that direction. I'll keep you posted. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.